So Pierre came to Los Altos High School 2 days ago and spoke in the theater to about 3 different sessions and reaching over 200 students, maybe 300 in the course of that day, and really blew them away. And I've heard about it more since you left. Okay, I'm keeping notes.
I had a lot of help.
Yeah. But I wanted to say that what I told the students in the audience is that it's very important for us to have not just really wonderful friends and comrades, but people that help us keep a standard of like heroes, people who help us want to be the people we want to be. And Pierre is definitely one of my heroes, and so it's very much a special honor to share this table with you. And so thank you for all your hard work over the years. We very much appreciate you. And I know that you're going to learn a lot today from what he has to say.
Well, thank you very much. It's an honor to be with you, Seth, also, because you've been very, very committed to the struggle in terms of solidarity with the people of Haiti. And I know that prior to that, you've been working in solidarity and consistently with all different organizations. But so it's appropriate that this evening we are all together here, because there is Steffi, there is Paul, the great community of the Peninsula Peace and Justice Center. I remember during the first school how very involved and what a big difference you all made in getting President Aristide to go back to Haiti. Thank you. And as you know, since President Aristide returned the first time, many of us knew that it was going to be the right wing was going to mobilize again against, it's not him personally, but it's him and the Haitian people. It's the position that he has taken along with which represents the position of the majority population. And what's the position? The position is simply that people need to have schools. They need to have education. Very few children in Haiti go to school. Very few. And that's why I say hats off to you all for building this school, which is accessible to the impoverished community where it's located at Sopudep in Pétionville. And so those are the goals of the movement, so that our children can go to school. Another goal of the movement is for people to have meals, regular meals, having access to food, something which is a human right, but is being denied to the majority population in Haiti. Clean drinking water. Right now in Haiti, it has become in many communities a luxury to have drinking water. And so that is at the root of many of the illnesses that is afflicting the population. Again, decent wages, you know, right to work, to have access to jobs that will pay you a living wage, a decent wage, which in Haiti, when people come together to demand that, they are disappeared, they are put in jail, they are shot, they are killed, and this is what's going on. The same thing that was going on during the Papa Doc years is now taking place in Haiti again. Another right, the right to health care. Right now it's a luxury. And when people, many of the calls that I get from people in Haiti is that they went to the hospital, the public hospital, first thing they hand them is a bill, is a prescription, where even gloves for the doctors are on that prescription. And if you can't pay it, right there, nobody will touch you. So you have pregnant women laying there on the floor of the public hospital. You have people bleeding to death right there. Many have died right in front of the hospital. So these are the things that are happening. And why is it that way? After the earthquake, it's been estimated that between, I've heard $12 billion, I've heard $16 billion were donated to Haiti from you, this community, from various people whose heart opened up seeing 300,000 people killed so quickly, in a matter of minutes in this earthquake. that people said, no, we got to help. Well, this money didn't reach the majority population. It went into the pockets of the big NGOs, the Clinton Bush Foundation. It went into the pockets of the Red Cross, which built a luxury hotel in Haiti. At least they had proposed to build it. I don't know if they did it. That raised such an outcry. It went into the pockets of many of the Haitian elite and this army of NGOs that invaded Haiti. And today, when we look at it, it's going to be 10 years since the earthquake. When we look at the situation, we don't see anything that's there for the Haitian people. The UN came in and gave us cholera. And there is a lawsuit against them for the population. Now, the UN has tons of money, tons of money. They always cry poor, but they have tons of money. And they had promised that they would build some clean sources of drinking water in Haiti. None of that happened, none of it. The President Hugo Chavez had set up the Petro-Caribe program. The Petro-Caribe program, it's a program that to the benefit of many countries in the Caribbean, in Central America, whereby the monies, they would get oil at a very reduced rate, which would be like a long-term low-interest loan. I believe it's 1% or 0.5% over 25 years, and that's when you start repaying it at the rate of 1%. $4.2 billion of that money, $4.2 billion ended up missing. Nobody knows where it went in Haiti. And now there have been reports where it went into the pocket of the guy who calls himself the president of Haiti, Jovenel Moise. It went into the pockets of a number of big politicians. It went into the pocket of a few members of the Haitian elite. And there is a list of that that's out there. And so people in Haiti have become enraged. Many of the schools that were destroyed in the earthquake were not rebuilt. Many of the teachers, for example, every time I send money to Haiti, you send a transfer, $20, $50, whatever it is, the Haitian government takes $1.50 on every transaction. Now imagine Haitians from all over the world sending money to their families, sometimes multiple transactions. This amounted to millions. Some people have said since it started in 2012, it amounted to close to $1 billion, if not more. Supposedly to pay for teachers' salaries and to rebuild the schools. Teachers haven't been paid for some of them for 18 months. And I was talking to one of them and I said, man, why do you keep going? You know, to this job that's not paying you. And he said 2 reasons. One, a practical one. If I don't go, the Haitian government will claim that they didn't know me, they never knew me, they don't owe me a thing. So my 18 months is gone, plus I lose a job. Secondly, on a more altruistic note, he said, unless I go, who's going to teach those kids? Who is going to be teaching them? So because of that, those 2 reasons have to do it. And that's what's going on there. Now, what have the Haitian people done? They have taken to the streets, they have protested, and now they are saying enough. Enough of this. The recent elections that took place in 2015 and 2016, I was there with Margaret Prescott, who's a reporter for KPFK in Los Angeles, Sojourner Truth. We witnessed, we monitored the elections. The 2015 election, we went there, we left the day before. We didn't see the actual elections. However, the complaints that people were saying, we knew it was going to be a stolen election because we knew it's just people being denied places where they used to go to vote. All of a sudden, they are being told they can't vote there. They have to go vote either in another city or some faraway place and what have you. So it was a rigged thing. And because of protest after that, they had to cancel those elections. The second election, the retake was in 2016. That one, the 2 of us were present. And we saw we went to at least 15 different voting centers, and we saw how people were disenfranchised, prevented from voting. One priest who's been voting for the longest in his parish now had to go, they told him he had to go to another city where he had never been before. So it was that way. And these elections were being organized by the United Nations. That's what had occurred since the second coup in 2004. Every election, 2006, 2010, and 2015, United Nations organized elections, terrible for the Haitian people. So the whole thing, they already had a list of who they wanted in parliament and who they wanted as president. So what did people do? People went and shut down the Haitian parliament very recently. So there has been a real insurrection by the Haitian people, by the grassroots, where they say, we don't trust you anymore, you're a bunch of thieves. Many of your names are listed as people who receive money from the Petro-Caribe funds. What is going on right now is that this thieving government, and people have been in the streets, it's been going on now for the past 2 years, but at times the flare-up it's been more intensified. Like the past 3 or 4 months, for example, it's been a daily basis. The government has responded by organizing death squads. And I'm going to stop right there, otherwise I'll go on too long. The government has organized death squads. But you see, the trick is when you read the media, the corporate media, they tell us that it's gangs. So there was a massacre, the Lasalin massacre, and I know you'll talk about that, Seth, where they said, well, it was gang warfare. And the people who were killed by, they were caught in it's gang members or gang warfare. But it's not true. Because they know to the world outside, whenever you say gangs, people already see it's like outlaws, people outside of the law, criminals, and the government has no power over it. So the government becomes the victim, basically. You see, but that's not true. It's a new way that they are imposing the Tonton Macoute, the Duvalier death squads on the people of Haiti again. But by calling it gangs, they're able to confuse people both in Haiti and outside of Haiti. But the people know. And the massacre of Cité Soleil, these are criminals who have been working closely with the Haitian police, who have been paid by many of the politicians, who have been paid by the president of the country. Look, many of them are very poor kids, many of those so-called gang members that once in a while, they might arrest some of them, and they show them to you. Where would they find the money to buy those very sophisticated, brand new M16s and whatever else? They have quite an arsenal of weaponry. And the bullets, that costs money. Haiti doesn't produce any of that stuff. Where would they get it? So there have been many press reports in Haiti from the grassroots media. And it's very important we support some of those grassroots media. Many reports have come out to show that some of those weapons are coming in by the politicians in Haiti, being brought in by members of the elite, and they are arming and organizing those death squads, which they call gangs, to throw people off, and they have unleashed a wave of repression on the population. And that's what's going on right now. Our people have nothing but rocks and bottles, and we have videos where they are defending their communities, defending themselves against assault rifles with rocks and bottles, and by sheer the unity that they have together. So this is where we are at this point. And it's unfortunate that the media, no one is really getting the word out except a few people. One of those is Kevin Pina, Haiti Info Proj. He's another long-distance runner. So that's a Twitter page that you can access. And it keeps you pretty much up to date on a daily basis. And there is also our Facebook page, Haiti Action Committee Facebook. You can get that, or HaitiSolidarity.net. And I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. There is so much to be said about it. I don't want to bore people to death, but it's very, what's going on right now, our brothers and sisters in Haiti are fighting for their survival as human beings. We are fighting for the survival of Haiti as a nation. Haiti is a very historical place that has contributed so much to humankind, has contributed so much to the struggle for human rights, so much for the struggle against slavery, against colonialism, and for the rights of men and women. And so we can't afford to let those ultra-right-wingers destroy this achievement that Haiti is in the struggle for human dignity. Thank you for the solidarity.
Just real briefly then about Lasalin massacre. As Pierre mentioned, the model of repression now is that the UN has supposedly left Haiti. They've downsized, but they're still very much in charge. Haiti's still under occupation. They changed the acronym from MINUSTA to MINUJUST, and we went online about a year ago and downloaded, because we know they'll take their website down at some point, all these documents that say, oh, we're training the prisons, we're training the prison guards, we're training the police. Well, we've seen what goes on in the prisons. You know, we see what the police are doing. And the police are also, of course, getting major support and taxpayer dollars from our government. We found out from Representative Eshu, inquiring with some other reps in the House, that the U.S. government has spent around $260 million just since 2010 going to the Haitian police. And as Pierre said, where are these weapons coming from? Where are these, you know, many of the weapons we know now are coming from Vietnam. But a lot of the support for the police and support for this killing is coming from our taxpayer dollars, such as Lasalin. The gang that they called in the media a gang was actually a weaponized, highly paramilitary force that went into Lasalin, by the way, is a very poor, densely populated, what they call a popular neighborhood in Port-au-Prince, like Cité Soleil. Very much towards the, right by the docks. It's an economically strategic neighborhood where the elite want to gentrify it. It's also been a site of resistance. Ever since the fraudulent elections of Jovenel Moise, there's just been demonstration after demonstration that have launched out of Lasalin, including Petro-Caribe demonstrations. So back in October of 2018, the First Lady, Madame Moise, went to Lasalin and tried to meet with some community leaders. And what we received, we went there and did an investigation. What we were being told by local folks is she tried to get these folks to call off the protests. And to get them to call off the protests, that request was denied by local community folks. And so, in fact, after she went, there was a mass protest around the Petro-Caribe scandal. I think it was on All Saints Day. Actually, I could be wrong, but there was another massive protest. I might be collapsing some of the dates. But, and then starting on November 1st, 2018, not surprisingly, the community leaders that she reportedly met with, there was an attack on them, and one was shot and hospitalized and then imprisoned, and another was killed. There was other people killed. And that was the prelude for what would happen about 2 weeks later, where this supposed gang, which is really a death squad, with the police and police vehicles, went in at night into Lasalin, being led by people who are known to be loyal to the ruling party and who came in with heavy weaponry, financed by one of the local oligarchs in Haiti, Boulos, went in and systematically butchered dozens of people over several days, with the police in full view, day and night. People were hacked up, hacked to death, burned alive. We saw the remains of what the community said was a pregnant woman who'd been set on fire and burned alive. We have all this in our report. you know, they were able, one local human rights group, which is actually fairly reactionary, was able to say at least 71 people were accounted for bodies. But we know it's much more than that because people's bodies were dismembered and fed to pigs and burned up and fed, you know, so it could be well be into the hundreds. This is the worst massacre in Haiti since the Duvalier period.
One of the people identified with having been a ringleader, an organizer of the massacre, is a policeman named Jimmy Cherizier. They claim that he is no longer with the police force. That's what they claim. This man has been identified. There are many others who've been identified. Top government officials, the representative of the president, one of them named Pierre Richard Duplan, and Fidel Monchéry, some of the others who were named as well. So what has happened is these people are roaming the streets, and actually this guy, Jimmy Cherizier, the policeman, he goes by the nickname of Barbecue. Yeah. Barbecue. And he was involved also in another massacre this November, just a month ago, November 4th, yeah, in Bel Air, where they burned down at least 21 houses. They claim that maybe 10 people were killed, but a number of people have said that's not true, because there was a house where many people had gone to seek refuge. They set that house on fire, and anybody who tried to leave, they were shooting them down. So people believe that many people were killed in that house. And this guy, and keep in mind that Haiti is under United Nations occupation. The UN is there, present. They call the shots in Haiti. They are responsible, as Seth mentioned, for the police. They are responsible for the prisons, the justice system. I mean, you know, it's like they are orchestrating. And I know we are being taped, but that's what Haitian people are saying. They are orchestrating this thing and acting as if they have nothing to do with it. And when I say the United Nations, this is an institution that's very needed by the world, you know. The whole idea of having a forum where all the countries can sit down and talk peace and act in peace and to prevent wars, it's a noble idea. However, as in any human institution, you have a leadership there that's been taken over, that's acting in a criminal fashion, and people all over the world need to wake up to that and clean house and chase those criminals out of there and make it truly an organization for world peace that according to the mission, to their mission statement. I believe they are acting as proxies for the United States, France, Canada. There's a myth out there that Haiti, or the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere. And one of our friends, Marilyn Langlois, said, no, Haiti is one of the most robbed countries in the Western Hemisphere. Our people are among the most impoverished in the Western Hemisphere. And words matter, because what it shows is that when they say that, that means somebody has taken what you have and put you in a state of impoverishment. What they are getting from it is that there is a little clique of people who are making a lot of money in Haiti. Haiti has oil, Haiti has gold, Haiti has copper, Haiti has a lot of things, aluminum, bauxite, marble, and a lot of that is being exploited, and the Haitian people, the Haitian state hasn't seen anything about it, hasn't seen anything at all, has gotten no return from their resources. And so they like to maintain the status quo. Plus, also, Haiti is a big transshipment point for the drug trade, which involves billions of dollars. And so a lot of that is going on, and maintaining the status quo means protecting this little clique so that they can continue making their money. And so that's part of what's going on. So you have a number of, so the United Nations is acting as a proxy for all of this plunder and pillage that's taking place there.
Yeah, and just to add that, it's the Security Council of the UN that authorized the occupation. And in 2000, right before Aristide was overthrown, was it 2002? Close to the bicentennial in 2004, he was asking France to pay back. You know, you might be aware that when Haiti became independent, France forced, with U.S. support, supporting France took out, in the equivalent of today's figures, maybe close to $22 billion, saying if you want to be independent, you have to pay us since we no longer have you in slavery. And so Haiti cut down all of this incredible trees and mahogany and exported wood and went on all the way into the 1940s. And then when the U.S. invaded in 1915, the U.S. Marines occupied, and they further opened Haiti up to private investment and control by American corporations like United Fruit. But they also turned over the debt collection to Citibank. So the U.S. was literally collecting this money. So in 2002, as Haiti approaches the 200th anniversary of its revolution, President Aristide says, you know, to the world, to France, you need to pay us back. And even though France and the United States had a falling out this time frame over in 2003 around the invasion of Iraq, you might recall that President Bush was talking about renaming French toast Freedom Toast. But they came together to punish Haiti and remove Aristide. And they used their influence on the Security Council with Canada as a backseat partner. So I want to reiterate and underline what Pierre's saying. When we talk about the United Nations, we're talking about the Security Council, which is really an instrument of the imperialist powers that were punishing Haiti for its audacity to be independent and reclaim what it's rightfully should belong to the Haitian people, right? And so, and then they bring in these troops from all over the world to maintain this occupation. Like when I was covering the massacre in Cité Soleil in 2005, that was being held up, that was being led by Jordanian troops under Brazilian command. Right? So I think that's part of what's going on. The resource thing is really key. And the Irish people don't realize it, just like in Bolivia today. You know, Bolivia, it's a horrific what's happened. But Bolivia is resource rich with lithium. And after the coup against Evo Morales, Tesla's stock went way up.
Jovenel Moise is pretty much, he controls nothing in Haiti. His government has been one of those, a series of governments that has really plundered the treasury. And when people are demanding accountability, then they resort to wholesale killing, assassination, and that's what they are doing. But he's not doing it himself, for himself. He's doing it for a class of people. And that class of people has very few people in it. And it's connected. It's both local in Haiti and outside of Haiti. What has happened is there has been a real awakening by the Haitian population because of the long, patient work of organizing, mobilizing, exposing the facts. You have a number of radio. Most of the media in Haiti is controlled by the Haitian elite. And most of the media in Haiti, the overwhelming majority, is financed by the government of France, the US, and Canada, and then this Haitian elite that pay those guys directly, many of the reporters, to not to put out some news and information as to what's happening. Hence, I want to raise the profile of Radio Timoun, Youth Radio, that's the radio station within the Aristide Foundation for Democracy, because they are not beholden to corporate power. The people support it. And that's why part of our pitch is to support Radio Timoun, because they debate the issues. They tell the situation. They expose what's going on. And so pretty much people have had enough. So what you had is a massive insurrection. You saw school children in the streets. kids 9, 10 years old have no respect for Jovenel Moise. He came to a sports event in Pétionville, and where you had a bunch of students. It was like inter-school, some kind of big sporting event. And he couldn't say a word because those kids were calling him liar, liar, liar. You know, it's on the video. And every sector of Haitian society, religious, women, labor, everybody. So the only reason the man is still holding that office, it's because the US, France, and Canada, who placed him there, they want him to remain in office. And so I am amazed that he has lasted, that he continues to be there. This defies really what normally should have occurred. And the Haitian people are equally determined that this time, it's not about Jovenel Moise, it's about the whole rotten system that needs to be overturned. Famille Lavalas has the political party in Haiti of the majority population, that's the party of President Aristide. They've been incredibly consistent with their denunciation. And they have said that the whole rotten system needs to go. And they express the majority, the overwhelming majority opinion in Haiti. In terms of where is this going to go, right now the Haitian elite is, because they have tremendous resources in terms of money, they are playing a game of starving the people out. Because they themselves, they can count on monies from the US, from France and Canada, and others as well. And so they don't want this to be a precedent, right? So basically they are putting a lot of money out there to pay the gangs, the so-called gangs who are the death squads, to pay the police, and also to help keep these men in power. And hoping that with a campaign of massive repression, assassination, killings, and as you say, business is hurting. The people's business is pretty much hurting, the barricades and all of that. So it's a matter of waiting the people out because they know eventually they are guessing that people are going to give up. But from what I've been hearing from the population, they are comparing the struggle today with the struggle of our foremothers and forefathers back in 1803 to defeat slavery and to defeat the forces of Napoleon, the British, and the Spanish. And so the level of consciousness in Haiti is at an all-time high. You speak to any kid, somebody was asking me in Oakland, say, Pierre, how come they ask you a question, you go back, way back to the history? And I said, that's how we relate to the present, you know, by going back, right? And many of the kids, you start asking them, they will go back. So that's the level of consciousness and awareness. And people have said, this is taking a toll on us, but we are determined that we are going to sacrifice in order to overturn this rotten system, because we can't go on like this. We have to break the cycle of misery that has been imposed upon us for centuries. It's time for it to end. The Famille Lavalas party of President Aristide has put out a proposal. And the proposal is for there to be an interim government of public safety, they call it. Salut public. I don't know if safety is the current term, but of public health or public security, you know. And the idea is, the proposal is that there are many credible people in Haiti, many competent people who can serve, be of service to the nation. But they have been systematically excluded from participation because basically it's a country run by gangsters. So people would appoint this group, this ruling, this group of people to manage the country for a period of 36 months. And their job wouldn't be to just have some phony election, but to deal with the urgent needs of the population, such as need for healthcare, schooling, hospital, clean drinking water, other problems of the country. We need a government that would start listening to the people and work on solutions along with the people. And after a period of 36 months, which is about 3 years, then people would look at a new constitution for the country that would look at all of those, how are we going to put our heads together to deal with the challenges of the country, the challenges of the society, and then organize more formal elections where people can elect, truly elect and vote for the people they choose to represent them with having a seat on the table, at the table of decision making. And this is what people are going, most of the people in Haiti are going with that. However, you have a little, that's the nightmare for the US, France, Canada, for that team. They don't want that to happen. Basically, what they have said is that they are more in favor, well, if they don't want Jovenel Moise to go, but given the scale of the insurrection, that's what's going on, then they say, well, if he has to go, it has to be someone from the Haitian Supreme Court. We have to keep it constitutional, right? But the Supreme Court, they are all Jovenel Moise and Martelly and right-wing appointees. People who are handpicked and fraudulently appointed. Many of them, they are either the cousin of the guy and this and that and what have you. So nobody in Haiti wants that. They say the justice system is rotten to the core. And so we don't want that. We want to wipe the slate clean and start afresh.
What are the chances?
The chances are big, because again, people refer to our foremothers and forefathers. And I say women because women played a leading role in the struggle for independence. And so what they are saying is that back then, people say we didn't have a chance because after all, this was Napoleon. Well, we did it. Why not go for it this time? And people are determined that, and I'm so moved because I listen to the radio, Radio Timon, with my little flip phone. I still use one. I'm able to listen to it. I was listening to it coming here. And to the radio directly from Haiti, and I'm hearing people, and they are saying that, we need to make the sacrifices because I don't want my children to have to go through another Haiti, the Haiti that I went through. And the more they are killing people, this young man was shot in the eye. And on his hospital bed, he said he can't wait to get out there in the streets again. One guy who was shot, and again I'm going on too long. One guy who was shot last year, his name is Oxane Platini. He was shot a year ago. Miraculously, his family and friends helped save his life. He was back in the streets, and just a week ago, they shot him now 7 times, 7 bullets in the head and killed him. But this is the kind of spirit that's there now. So from what when they think that they are repressing people and the repression is forcing men and women to stop, but it's having the opposite effect.